Coming up next, our second game of the ACC Big Ten Challenge tonight on ESPNU. Dennis Smith Jr., five-star point guard, true freshman. It's been terrific, coming off a season-high 30-point outing. NC State, Illinois, coming up. All right, thank you, guys. And coming up, yes, Abdul Malik Abu at NC State's got a couple of double-doubles this season, averaging 14 a game. He and NC State taking on a struggling Illinois team. Coach Gross, that's coming up next. All right, thank you, guys. Yes, 2-2. The two wins for the Big Ten belong to Northwestern and Penn State. The two wins for the ACC belong to Florida State and Pitt, again, which just took care of Maryland. We showed those highlights a few seconds ago. Matt Pick, Jason Capel. So the next game up here on the ACC Big Ten Challenge, NC State taking on Illinois. Let's start with NC State here and Dennis Smith Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Five-star point guard, graduated early, has been on campus for a while now, back from his injury, and he's just been terrific through this very short season so far.
Well, he may be the next Russell Westbrook, dare I say, a guy that brings that athleticism to the point guard position, can get everyone involved, but when he has to score the basketball, few in the country in the year of the point guard can do it as Dennis Smith Jr. can, but he has help. You look at his wings, Torn Dorn Jr., Terry Henderson, they were called last year the rescue squad. All three guys were sitting out, but they've come to the rescue. They're going to need help inside, and that's where Abu comes into play. He has to be that inside presence for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, Torn Dorn, former Conference USA Freshman of the Year when he was at UNC Charlotte, part of that rescue squad there in Raleigh. Their lone loss to Creighton by 18 at the Paradise Jam. Let's go to the Illinois side of this for John Gross. This is year 5 for John Gross. This is an upperclassman-laden team, yet riding a 3-game skid. How do they stop that tonight?
Well, Malcolm Hill needs help.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the bottom line. He's a guy you can count on. He's scoring the ball at a very good clip. But I'm looking at Mike Thorne Jr. inside, the 7-footer. He has to be a presence. LaRon Black also. This team has to bound together and put together a full 40 minutes. They have the pieces.
Yeah.
They have the talent. But this is the game you have to go out and compete. You have the upper hand inside. You have to enforce your will. Tough
loss to Winthrop, losses to West Virginia and Florida State. Malcolm Hill saying that made us tougher playing those two physical teams. We shall see. See you in half.
Welcome to Champaign, Illinois and the Big Ten on ESPN. Tonight, the ACC Big Ten Challenge continues from newly renovated State Farm Center. The 5-1 North Carolina State Wolfpack taking on the 4-3 Illinois Fighting Illini, trying to stop a 3-game losing streak. The ACC Big Ten Challenge presented by LGV20. 6 games tonight, 6 more tomorrow night, and the Big Ten has won this challenge the last 2 years, but right now it's even at 2 games apiece after the wins by Pitt and Penn State earlier tonight. Alongside former Illinois shooting guard Sean Harrington, back in the friendly surroundings here in Champaign, I'm Clay Matvick, and Sean, we're going to see 2 great backcourt players tonight.
Now for NC State, Dennis Smith has been on a tear. He's got a different gear. He can turn it up. He has scored 20 or more in 4 straight games. On the other side for Illinois, Malcolm Hill is a dynamic player that can play inside and out. He put up 40 earlier in the season.
On your feet, Illini. North Carolina State in the bright red uniforms. And throwback uniforms reminiscent of that 89 Final Four team for the Illini. This is Illinois basketball. And we're underway, and the opening tip is controlled by North Carolina State. Sean, they're going to want to run. How fast?
Yeah, they like to play real fast and look for the game to be in the 70s. They would love to get to 80, and all centers around Dennis Smith.
And this is Smith right now coming up 30 against Loyola. As you mentioned, he's been pouring in the points. He's going to take the first shot of the contest. A little strong, and the long rebound comes out to the backcourt man for Illinois, Jalen Tate. Veteran point guard.
There's going to be a lot of ball screens. You saw it there early on for Smith, how Illinois defends those big key. If Smith can get into the lane, he's going to have a very good night.
We're going to see John Gross use a lot of guys tonight for Illinois.
Yeah, and NC State is down a few players. Only playing really about 7-8 guys, so Illinois is thinking strength in numbers. Look to see at least 10 guys get some action today.
Off the turnover, here's Dorn hopping into the paint, and it rolls down. first points belong to Torin Dorn, the transfer from UNC Charlotte.
And they're going to love to get out and run Dorn. That time in the open floor, great job changing direction.
By the big man, B.J. Anya. Illinois keeps it. Tracy Abrams, the three, doesn't go. Rebound, Malcolm Hill, and he's fouled. Malcolm Hill, a candidate for preseason Big Ten Player of the Year, I should say, in the preseason, a candidate for the Conference Player of the Year.
No question. He's on that first team preseason selection. He's got a chance to be the Big Ten Player of the Year if he keeps putting up numbers like he has in the early going.
Torin Dorn got a hand in the passing lane. Loose basketball. It's going to stay on this end. John Gross, in his 5th year, a former North Carolina State assistant, hoping to get his guys back on track tonight. Got out to a 4-0 start, but they've lost 3 in a row to Winthrop here last week, and then got blown out by West Virginia and lost to Florida State in Brooklyn. That's Michael Finke with the first points for Illinois, the pride of Centennial High School right here in town.
Yeah, local favorite, played right here in town, and he's able to go inside and out, knocking down the 3. Good sign for Illinois. He can make that shot early.
6'10" man with touch. Dorn off the side of the backboard. Finke comes away with it. No NCAA trips the last 3 seasons for Illinois. John Gross likes his makeup. As that's a shot that's not going to go down, but it's going to end up with Malcolm Hill on the foul line. Here's Mark Gottfried, 45 pounds lighter after having off-season heart surgery. Coaches for North Carolina State wearing beards. They're showing support for former North Carolina State baseball player Chris Combs. He's fighting ALS. Good to talk to Mark this morning during the shoot-around. He's been through a lot this past offseason.
Yeah, real tough. You start talking about your health, and he had to lose some weight, heart surgery. Didn't feel right all last season. Going through a grind of a coaching season with the way he was feeling is not fun, and he says he's never felt better.
4-2 Illinois, and another North Carolina State turnover. Finke for 3 again. Not that time. And Dennis Smith goes up for the rebound. There's really nothing, Sean, he can't do. Henderson for 3. Hits the lip. Terry Henderson missed all but 6 minutes last year with an injury. Transfer from West Virginia, so really he's been out the last 2 seasons for North Carolina State. A spin move, and Thorne gets it to go down. The 6'11", 6th-year senior from Fayetteville, North Carolina, Mike Thorne.
He wants to get back to that right hand. He did a good job being patient. Baited the defender going to his left, and then went back to that righty hook.
Malika Boo misses badly. Abrams stops and pops, but misses. Well, it's definitely the pace we expected.
Yeah, both teams want to get up and down, playing a free-flowing game.
Dorn cutting. And Malcolm Hill gets the miss. One and done are the Wolfpack.
And Dorn's been getting to the rim, hasn't been able to finish last 2 possessions.
Hill drops it down. Finke watched by Abu. Malcolm Hill shooting it well from 3, but he's going to set up Finke for another 3 attempt. And that one didn't even draw iron.
Yeah, he's got to get his feet set. He was stepping back behind the arc. He wants to step into a 3. That was the reason he was short on that shot.
And another North Carolina State turnover. Illinois has missed its last 5 field goal attempts. Hill, turnaround jumper doesn't go. Boy, North Carolina State really out of control. Jump ball, and the possession arrow favors the Illini. It has been a bad start for North Carolina State. Mark Gottfried will try to settle him down. It's a 6-2 lead for Illinois.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by the all-new LG V20. Life's good when you play more. and in part by Angry Orchard Hard Cider. Branch out.
Welcome back to the ACC Big Ten Challenge presented by LGV20. A look inside the newly renovated State Farm Center. This is what $170 million will get you. And some of the fans getting a smaller version here tonight as a gift. He's Sean Harrington. He played in this building back in the day. I played advocate. As you look around, the bones are the same, but definitely a new look.
Yeah, they gave it a facelift, and an expensive one, but did a very good job. And now there's a lot of color back in the arena, and they got the suites in there and did a terrific job of giving a little Hall of Fame room, special areas where the fans can go and see the history of Illinois.
And a lot of history it is. That 2005 national runner-up team is honored prominently in that Hall of Fame. You were a part of 3 Big Ten championship teams during your playing days in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, just a terrific time. A lot of fun to be part of this program, University.
Well, North Carolina State struggling. They haven't scored in well over 3 minutes since taking a 2-0 lead. This is Malcolm Hill. Passes off. And Maverick Morgan lost the handle. And Illinois gives it back.
And brought the ball down just enough for when those guards get in there, swipe it away from Morgan. Got to keep that high when you're going into the rim.
Smith finds Dorn. And now there's a foul on Illinois. That's Jalen Tate, the first foul for Illinois here in this ballgame. Dennis Smith, the #1 point guard in the ESPN 100 last year, replaces Cat Barber at the point, the top scorer in the ACC last year for North Carolina State.
Yeah, big shoes to fill. He's been on a tear the last 4 games. He's just got a different gear. He can turn it up.
That's Ted Capita, the native of the Congo. We expect to see him get maybe as much playing time as he's gotten all year here tonight. Coleman lands, missed the shot, but cleaning it up. LaRon Black. They've lost all 3 games since his return from that suspension. They're hoping to change that tonight. Black's on the board. North Carolina State answers back. Dennis Smith, his first 2.
And there shows you a little bit of that different gear, a little different level that he can take it to. Hesitation, in-out dribble, and then good finish with the left hand to avoid the block from Maverick Morgan.
Mark Gottfried's going to want to run 4 guards quite a bit here tonight.
Absolutely. That's when they're at their best, when they're playing some skilled guys, 4 perimeter players, and they really only have a couple bigs right now. So they want to avoid any foul trouble, keep one of them on the bench so the other one can stay without picking up any fouls.
Illinois doing a good job on the boards early on, and Coleman lands. Their best shooter hits his first 3.
And you can't give up offensive rebounds. NC State, back-to-back possessions, gives up an offensive rebound, leads to 5 points on those 2 possessions.
Smith. Another 2.
Now showing off the mid-range step-back game.
The shots coming fast and furiously. Aaron Jordan missed that one for Illinois. Now back comes NC State. Terry Henderson for 3. And Black grunts as he goes up for the rebound. Poked away from behind. Another turnover for Illinois. On the breakout, Dorn takes it himself and finishes with the left hand.
And Dorn in the open floor is explosive, but that time it was Lucas, just lackadaisical in the open floor. You got to count. You only see 4 red jerseys in front of you. You know someone's coming from behind on the back tap. That led to the turnover.
Dorn was the Conference USA Freshman of the Year a couple of years ago. 1-point game, hopping into the lane, Black. And a rebound for Capita. He was cleared to play just 1 hour before the season started this year for North Carolina State. A forced pass by Dennis Smith, 4th turnover for NC State, and Lucas makes him pay. Tijon Lucas, the freshman point guard, with his first 2.
And again, we've seen them both ways now. Turnovers leading to easy buckets. Got to clean it up on the offensive end.
This is Markel Johnson, now number 11, into the ball game for North Carolina State. Point guard of the future after Smith goes on to the NBA, which could be as soon as next year. And that's a travel, Torin Doran.
Checking in for NC State, number 0, and Malik Abu.
And I don't know that there's any doubt that Smith is probably going to be a pro next year.
Yeah, I think everybody in Raleigh is thinking the same thing, and you can see why. He's got all the tools. He's got good vision. He's got strength, quickness, able to get to the basket, good mid-range game. His percentage from 3 is not great right now, but you can see the mechanics are good. And in his last 5 games, he is shooting almost 40% from 3. So he has the capability of stepping back and making shots as well.
Yeah, he's 30% right now, but a little skewed, as you mentioned. That's blocked. Abu got a hand on that first shot. Black got his own miss. Missed it again. Stays on the perimeter with Illinois. They're just dominating the boards.
Absolutely. Second chance opportunity again. We saw it led to 5 points earlier. See if Illinois can take advantage of another second chance.
Lucas off the window. That was an impressive play for the rookie.
And they like his upside. Just a freshman, starting to pick it up a little bit here. Uses a great hesitation move. Gets to the rim, absorbs some contact, but still finishes.
Johnson trying to feed it in there. That's the 6th turnover for the Wolfpack. Coleman lands. Going to the other side of the rim, can't finish.
That's the area Coleman lands. Needs to take his game to. Very good three-point shooter. Needs to get into attack mode a little bit more.
Henderson traveled at the free throw line.
Timeout on the floor.
Timeout on the floor. Breakneck pace to this one in Champaign.
We'd like to recognize the architect and construction team.
Well, tomorrow night at 9:15 Eastern on ESPN, it's another ACC Big Ten Challenge matchup presented by LGB20, and it's a dandy. Number 3 North Carolina and 13th ranked Indiana. It's a Sonic blockbuster game. It's a rematch of a Sweet 16 game from a year ago, or this spring, I should say, when Indiana lost to North Carolina in March in Philadelphia. Mark Gottfried, I'm sure, had some pointed words for his team during that timeout. They are completely getting dominated underneath, Sean.
Yeah, they have to rebound. You're giving up second chance points. It is 10-0 Illini in second chance points right now. Already 7 turnovers for NC State. Got to handle the ball better, and you got to box out. You can't give up those second chance points.
North Carolina State doesn't have an offensive rebound yet tonight. Jalen Tate. Swing it to Finke. Finke to Hill. Backing down. Malcolm Hill leans in and he's fouled. Doran with his second personal foul.
Number 2, Torin Doran, his second, team's third.
That's why Malcolm Hill is hard to guard. He can go inside, he can go out. You can see that time he was very patient on the block, setting his man up and then using a variety of fakes. Finally getting the defender to leave his feet, and he'll earn a trip to the line.
Malcolm Hill, a senior out of Fairview Heights, Illinois, led Illinois in points, assists, and rebounds last year. It's John Gross's most veteran team and his deepest team. And like we said before, so many folks considered this an NCAA tournament team just last week, and now, of course, they've lost 3 straight. How are people feeling about Illinois now?
Obviously, when you lose 3 in a row, everybody's down and out and not happy. And it's early in the season, but you have to be very careful. Non-conference, you start dropping games, it puts a ton of pressure on your conference season, and that's where Illinois is at right now, because they got to start winning these non-conference games so they don't put too much pressure on the conference schedule.
North Carolina State needed that. Packet 2 from Malik Abu. Hill rises up. His 3 is strong, and a good rebound for Abu, and here comes North Carolina State. Down 5. And a Smith creating inside.
And that's fun to watch right there. Splits the defense, makes it look easy. And then the extension at the rim, the finish.
North Carolina Gatorade Player of the Year last year out of Trinity Christian. Maverick Morgan, the big man, working hard. Boy, he played great at the end of last year, didn't he, Sean?
He did, and he took his time. Probably took too much time. Godfrey's got a point there. He wanted 3 seconds. He was camped in the lane the whole time, but took his time, kept the ball high, finished at the rim.
Oh, nice back cut. Markel Johnson couldn't finish, but Ted Capita, it's his 3rd and 4th points. Morgan, left hand, he'll be on the line. As Capita picks up the foul, his first.
Great finish by Capita on one end. You got to sprint back after a made bucket. You cannot get beat and give up a layup. Defensive transition has to be better.
Yeah, there's Godfrey chewing on the officials here. It's Chris Beaver who was getting the word from Godfrey about the 3 seconds in the lane.
This is a made basket. You can see there's a little bit of jogging in red. Got to get back before the ball can be advanced down the floor.
Smith for 3.
And that's the last part of his game right there. If he can get consistent from beyond the arc, he'll be even tougher to defend than he is right now.
Tate draws iron. Capita with a strong rebound. I can see why they like Ted Capita.
Absolutely. Athletic, goes and gets boards. You can see him. Offensive rebound, put back. Now defensive cleanup on the glass.
From the corner, it's Malik Abu. He's been in double figures in 5 of the 6 games this year. Loyola kept him in check. He only had 6.6 rebounds the other night. Loyola gave him a scare. Kind of rolling.
Loyola's off to a good start. Played him real tough. Gave him a good challenge. Porter Mosier, the coach there, Loyola, doing a good job with that group.
Tracy Abrams. Granted a 6th year by the NCAA. What a gift for Illinois.
Yeah, absolutely. And shooting 57% from 3 coming into this game. When you have an ACL and an Achilles back-to-back seasons, the only thing you can do is form shoot. And you can tell his shot has gotten a lot better in these last 2 years that he's been sitting out.
Abu has got the hot hand now for North Carolina State.
Yeah, he's capable. Put up 25 earlier in the season against Montana. NC State's got 5 guys already that have scored 17 or more in the season, so they can hit you from a bunch of different ways. Abu with the hot hand now.
And Johnson steps in front of that pass. Got it to go and one. A chance for North Carolina State to tie this one up at the line.
The basket counts. Foul on Illinois.
Well, North Carolina State was a slow starter here tonight on the road. With plays like this, they climb right back in. When you think of North Carolina State, you can't help but think of Jim Valvano. And the 10th annual Jimmy V Week on the ESPN Networks starts tomorrow. It'll run through December 9th. We want you to help us beat cancer. Log on to jimmyv.org or call 1-800-4JIMMY-V to donate. Over the years, $170 million have been raised and donated to cancer research. That'll begin tomorrow in earnest. Well, Mark Godfrey, out of the last media timeout, saw his team settle down and settle in here, and they have a chance to tie it at the line.
Yeah, 7 turnovers early in the ball game. You can't get into any kind of rhythm on the offensive end when you're turning it over. It led to Illinois runouts. Now no turnovers in the last 4 minutes of the game. Led to better shots. Abu's got hot. And they've created a couple turnovers themselves to get out and get some easy baskets. Now they feel more comfortable on that offensive end.
That was their first free throw attempt of the night for North Carolina State. Johnson hits it, 23 apiece. Finke hit a 3 early on, gave him some confidence, but now he's missed 4 in a row.
Now the pick and pop. He didn't get his feet set that time. Not a bad shot, just didn't knock it down.
He's going to stay with North Carolina State.
Checking in for the Illini, number 12, Laurent Black, replacing number 43, Michael Finke.
Laurent Black getting back into the good graces of the coaching staff and the fans here in the Champaign area. After a brush with the law last winter and an early suspension this season.
Now this Illinois team has to adjust. He's back in the lineup. That means guys are going to lose minutes.
Yeah.
How does it affect the rotations?
North Carolina State dodged a bullet there, nearly turned it over. Now Henderson, this is the outside shot. Black tracks it down underneath. Abrams got a window and took it to the glass.
It's a good move by Abrams, but Johnson's got to learn. He just can't go for the steal. Got to keep your body in front of the ball handler. Easy finish for Abrams.
Front row. That's turnover number 8. There's that hesitation you were talking about.
Yeah, good hesitation by Tracy Abrams. You see here, you can't go for the swipe. Leads the wide open path and finish. Solid defense. Stay in front of the ball handler.
This is his 4th year as a captain at Illinois and his 6th year in the program. Foul called away from the ball by official Bo Borowski. Darius Hicks with his first personal foul, the 5th on Illinois. Having a veteran presence like that has to really help Illinois.
Yeah, Tracy Abrams is.
Now a player control foul.
Abrams is a tough player. Has the respect of his teammates, and it's hard to be vocal and a leader when you're not suiting up the last couple years. But now he's back out on the floor, and he can be more of a leader.
First foul on Thorne. Abu lost control in the paint. Thorne. Bad shot. The big man, good hustle to get it back, but then he throws it right into the hands of Henderson. Smith, and that's going to be a goaltend. Black got above the rim.
But that one already hit the glass. Once it hits the glass, you got to let it go. Good call that time by the officials. A little bit of a sloppy exchange by both teams back and forth. Finally, NC State able to corral it and get it in the hands of the playmaker, Dennis Smith.
Alongside Sean Harrington, former Illini shooting guard, I'm Clay Matvick. It's been a breakneck pace. Tied at 25. Under 5 minutes to go here in the opening half. There's Dennis Smith. Terrific freshman. That was blocked by Thorne. And North Carolina will have it with plenty of time in the shot clock.
And Smith is just able to get into the lane. Not able to finish that time, but keeps putting pressure on this Illinois defense. Anytime he can get 2 feet in the lane, good things usually happen.
For T. John Lucas and Mike Thorne Jr.
Maverick Morgan's going to come back in. So is Malcolm Hill for Illinois. And NC State calling a timeout. Mark Gottfried is not happy with the guys inbounded that ball. Well, Thursday night on ESPN, we've got a good one to jumpstart the month of December when the Cincinnati Bearcats go to Ames to take on 19th ranked Iowa State at Hilton Coliseum. Both teams are ranked both teams are 5-1. It's Thursday night, 9 Eastern on ESPN. Monte Morris, one of the better backcourt players in the country, plays for Iowa State.
Yeah, you start looking at the Big 12, you talk about guard play, and Morris is one of those guys that can really score the basketball, dishes it out to his teammates, and the threes are still raining in Ames, Iowa.
There have been a lot of turnovers as far as the way the roster has looked for Illinois in recent years. A lot of injuries too. Last year, Illinois hit rock bottom under John Gross, went 5-13 in the Big Ten, finished 12th. And again, so much optimism coming into this season. This is a big game for John Gross's program tonight.
Absolutely. You drop 3 in a row, non-conference. You got to win games, and this is a very good NC State team.
Boy, NC State can't get out of their own way. 11 turnovers. That one out of their own timeout.
And Illinois is going to put a big on the basketball, both baseline out of bounds and on the sidelines. And you just got to let that one go. Can't grab it. The turnovers have haunted NC State here in the first half.
Sean Kirk doesn't get a lot of minutes anyway. And when you do that, you're certainly not going to get playing time. Laurent Black, jump shot over a boo. And that foul underneath.
Illinois, number 22,
Maverick Morgan picking up his first foul. And 4th team foul on Illinois. And this is interesting. Smith is walking it into the front court.
And Illinois switches to a zone to try to keep some of that penetration out of the lane.
Abu with a backdoor pass to Capita. He's able to track it down on the baseline. Capita going to work on Black. Right hand, pretty good touch, and it rattles home.
That's a real good move. Good defense by Black. Stood his ground. Capita just be able to get back to the right hand. Nice righty hook.
First lead for NC State since it was 2-0. Morgan hemmed in on the baseline. Good defense underneath by Capita and company. Dorn for 3. Swirls around and down. Biggest lead for NC State. It's 5 now with 3.5 to go.
They can score in bunches. That time again, getting out in transition before the defense gets set.
On a foul on.
Illinois, number 12.
That's Black.
His first, Team Smith. Time out on the floor.
So the momentum is swung here to NC State.
For 3 large drives.
Great block on the inside by Capita. Leads to the run out. NC State best in transition. 3 from Dorn. 5-point lead.
All right, fellas. NC State on a 12-2 run over the last 4.5 minutes. And they've opened up a 5-point lead. That's big by this game's standards. It's been pretty tight throughout. As the guys mentioned, it has been sloppy, however.
Yeah, a lot of turnovers on both sides. NC State obviously with 11 turnovers already. That's just too many. And it hasn't even been the pressure of Illinois. It's just been some careless ball handling, sloppy passes. Can't do that on the road. They're lucky to have the 5-point lead.
You see the points on turnovers. Wolfpack have it. They're going to add to their lead. This is Malika Boo drawing iron. One shot on that possession. Illinois 3-0 all time against NC State. This is their first meeting in the ACC Big Ten Challenge. Head fake by Tracy Abrams to clear a little space. He's got 7 now.
Good job with the footwork by Abrams to not leave his feet, using the shot fake, get the defender to leave his.
Smith finds Henderson in the corner. Foul out high.
On Illinois, number 21, Malcolm Hill.
Malcolm Hill with his first. And 6 on
Checking in for
Illinois.
NC State, number 11, Markel Johnson.
North Carolina State in the bonus the rest of the half.
Illinois back in that zone, try to keep that penetration out. Good flash by Abu.
That's a dozen turnovers for the Pack.
That's where you want to get the basketball against that zone. A couple ball reversals, get that flash inside. Abu did a good flash. Just got called for steps.
Hill over Henderson. Here comes Markel Johnson.
Yeah, Hill didn't have a good handle on the basketball that time. You could see it wasn't clean in his hand when he went up to release that shot.
Capita thought about it. Missed it badly. Henderson salvages the possession with a three-pointer. And it's a 6-point lead now for NC State.
Yeah, Henderson's a guy they'd like to see get going a little bit. He can get hot.
John Gross wants a timeout. He's hot around the collar.
This is just good hustle. Abu saves it. Johnson sets up Henderson. He had 28 against Creighton, so look for him. He can be streaky.
Tonight after Michigan State Duke, wrap it up over on ESPN. Be sure to catch SportsCenter at night with Scott Van Pelt. He'll wrap up the entire day, including the ACC Big Ten Challenge. You'll probably have quite a few highlights. The Maryland game. Maryland, however, lost to Pitt tonight. That's tonight after Michigan State Duke on ESPN. Michigan State has put on a ton of miles here in the early season.
Yeah, they've always played a tough non-conference schedule, but they haven't traveled like they did this year, going to Hawaii, then New York, down to the Bahamas. Now playing North Carolina. So you start looking at all the places that they've been, different states that they've been in. It'll be a tough game against Duke with the Cameron Crazies.
Ted Capita got a foul away from the ball, his second. Boy, that was a smooth stroke by Tracy Abrams. His second three. He's in double figures with 10.
And good execution out of the baseline, out of bounds. NC State's going to go zone on that baseline. Tracy Abrams able to step behind that defender, knock down a three.
Look at Abrams getting down on the floor. Good defense there by Illinois, but it's going to stay with NC State.
This is why you love Tracy Abrams getting down on the floor, getting after it. Just good to see him after 2 season-ending injuries before the season started last 2 years. To have him out on the floor. Definitely a fan favorite here in Champaign.
Capita's pass. Down by Jalen Coleman-Lance. Coleman-Lance didn't even know he was in the right place to do that, but another turnover as it happens for North Carolina State. 3-point lead for the Wolfpack. 35 seconds to go in the half. Five on the shot clock. Stripped. Loose in front of the NC State bench. It's going to stay with Illinois, but they've got 2 to shoot. What do they do here?
Yeah, this has got to be a quick hit or 2 seconds. You can probably get 1 extra pass or 1 dribble after you catch.
They're going to bring Maverick Morgan in off the bench. Thorne is going to go out.
If you're NC State now on this inbounds, you want to force everything towards half court to make it a long shot. Don't let anybody get behind you.
Turnaround jumper, Abrams, and it didn't hit the rim. Shot clock violation. So NC State with a chance to take the last shot if they want to.
You have 13 turnovers. You got to feel good taking the lead into the half.
Yeah. Well, it helps him to shoot 56%. Capita tipped it. And he's going to be called for the foul. Just under a second left. And Illinois is going to get a chance to shoot.
Just over the back. And Malcolm Hill just got to be smarter than that. Under a second to go. Can't commit a foul. 94 feet from the basket. Put Hill on the line.
Quiet half for Hill, 3 points. All at the line. Well, North Carolina State with a lead 33-32 at the break despite 13 turnovers. Now we get you to the halftime report. Matt Schick and Jason Cable.
Thank you, Clay. NC State with a 1-point edge. Welcome into the studio. Matt Schick along with Jason Cable. There he is. NC State shooting 54%. Illinois 34%. Yet it's just a 1-point game here. If you're John Gross, what are you thinking here walking in?
Well, he has to be clicking his heels and saying there's no place like home because your team hasn't played well. You're not shooting the basketball at a very high clip at all. Yet you're still in this basketball game, and a big reason, NC State, 13 first-half turnovers. They're not taking advantage of the fact that they are shooting at a very good clip, around 55%. Dennis Smith Jr., 8 points already. Abu's having a solid first half. But you must take care of the basketball, especially on the road, against a team that may be teetering a little bit coming off 3 losses. NC State must play better in the second half. The Illini have to find a way to make some shots.
What have you seen so far from Dennis Smith Jr.? What has he flashed to you here in this first half?
Well, he's just playing at his pace.
Yeah.
Again, when you play against this kid, you understand you want to make him beat you from behind the arc. You can't allow him to get in the paint. There, his athleticism, he can score through traffic, through your body at the rim. He can also draw that second and third defender. Now Torn Dorn, Terry Henderson Jr., they're getting open looks. Abu's getting dunks inside. So I think they've done a solid job keeping him on the perimeter. They must do a better job of scoring the basketball when I'm talking about Illinois.
The Illini trying to put the skids on this skid that they're on. 3-game losing streak. Tracy Abrams has already made more field goals tonight than he had in the previous 2 games combined. He's 4 of 7 from the floor with 10 points after just going 3 of 13 from the floor in the last 2 games. The Illini not in the latest college football playoff selection committee rankings. The penultimate ones released tonight. Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, and Washington now in the top 4. Michigan drops from 3 to 5. Wisconsin there from 6. Dennis Smith Jr., 5-star point guard, true freshman. He's been terrific. 4 of 7 from the floor. 8 points to go along with 4 boards. NC State nursing a 1-point lead. Right now, NC State, Abdul-Malik Abu, he's got 6 points at the half. Second half is straight ahead.
You're watching the Big Ten on ESPN from the newly renovated State Farm Center here in Champaign, Illinois. The ACC Big Ten Challenge game here between North Carolina State and Illinois is at the half. And Alongside Sean Harrington, I'm Clay Matvick. Sean is kind of a celebrity around these parts. He shook a lot of hands today.
There's a lot of friendly faces. Always good when you come back home.
We talked about the turnovers for NC State in the first half, but Illinois had its share in the first half, too. What are your takeaways from the first 20 minutes?
Yeah, which team can clean up the offense and take care of the basketball is going to be huge here in the second half. NC State, when they don't turn it over, is getting great shots, shooting 53% from the floor because they're getting into the lane. They're dominating points in the paint. Dennis Smith able to get in there and be very active in the lane, but take care of the basketball. Both teams too careless in that first half.
Ted Capita has 3 fouls for NC State. And Mark Gottfried's only going 8 deep anyway. That could be an issue. His bench depth here in the second half, especially with the kind of pace they want to run.
Yeah, when they played against Creighton, they ran into that foul trouble. High scoring game, high energy game. They just didn't have the bodies when they started getting in foul trouble. So definitely we'll have to keep an eye on the foul situation as the second half winds down in this one.
No one else with more than 2. Dorn has 2 for NC State. No one with 2 for Illinois. Mike Thorne. How about that move for the 6'11" senior?
And he likes getting into that right hand. You got no scouting report. Force him back. Make him use that left. Too easy that time, but good footwork, good patience by Mike Thorne.
Went to the same high school as Dennis Smith. And Malik Abu gets the first points for NC State here in the half.
Yeah, Thorne has the advantage on the block. Look for him to post up. Abu able to go outside and knock down the jumper.
Markel Johnson shaken up. And add insult to injury, gets the foul too. Did you see what happened?
Looked like he, maybe when he reached in, shoulder. Not a good sign. You see the reach there.
Checking in for Markel Johnson for NC State.
You never want to see anybody get injured. And for NC State, already playing thin. They can't afford to lose any more players.
Markel Johnson, freshman out of Cleveland. Two freshman point guards for NC State, but they're averaging about 1 turnover every 21 minutes coming into this game. That's changed a little tonight. Hill gets the basket. He's got 7. That's his first field goal tonight, Sean.
And able to get to that mid-range game where he can be very good offensively. Don't settle for threes. Continue to get into that lane. If you're Hill, work on that mid-range.
Jump shot, Dorn. Dorn shooting 64% from the field coming into this game. He's just been on a torrid pace. He's got 9 tonight. Spinning. Black. LaRon Black went 1 for 6 from the field in the first half. If he gets hot, look out. That's an NC State foul. B.J. Anya with an illegal pick, his first. NC State's all-time leader in block shots. He's pretty good at defending the rim. We didn't expect to see a lot of him tonight, but we may have to see a lot of him here in the second half because of what you were talking about.
Yeah, foul trouble, thin bench, injuries, and also if Illinois is going to pound it inside, you've seen Thorne, and now you've seen Black, back-to-back possession score. They're going to need that defense on the interior to slow down Illinois' inside attack.
B.J. Anya, 6'9", 344 pounds is what he is listed at. He's a little down from that. He was weighed in at the beginning of the season. That didn't make the coaching staff happy. He played at about 285 last year. Hill raises up with 2 on the shot clock, and Camden.
And you can see the confidence in Malcolm Hill when he can get into that mid-range jumper. Went left, that time he goes right. Tough to guard, uses that long frame to get up over the defense.
Dorn swishes home a 3, his second 3. And again, we're tied at 40.
You see the confidence in Doran's game. Getting to the rim, mid-range jumper, now a 3.
Thorne is bumped by Anya, so he's picked up 2 quick fouls here in the half. Neither team has missed a field goal attempt since halftime. Illinois is 4 for 4, NC State 3 for 3.
First half was a quick pace, but sloppy with both teams turning it over. Second half, they keep up this pace. Hot field goals for a high-scoring affair.
Coleman lands, lost it. 3-on-1 the other way. And Henderson slams it down.
Turnover leads to the fast break run out. Henderson, big finish. Sometimes a play like that, get your confidence up. Wouldn't be surprised to see him knock down his next 3.
Here's Thorne and Anya doing battle again. And that's the 3rd on Anya.
Foul on NC State, number 21, PJ Anya, his 3rd, team's 4th.
And he's going to have to come sit down. He's going to join Ted Capita with 3 personals.
Mike Thorne Jr. at the
You
line
just can't
for
reach.
Illini.
That's what you want. Thorne to take that shot from outside the lane. You did your job. Wall up, be big, be tall, make him shoot over you.
Checking in for NC State, number 23.
And there are missing pieces for Mark Gottfried's team as you see Capita come back into play with 3 personals. 3-point shooter Maverick Rowan. This is the 6th game he's out. He's going through concussion protocol. And Omir Yurtseven, a 7-footer from Turkey, will be eligible to play in December. Black gets it to go off the missed free throw.
And that's just 2 guys fighting on the same team for a rebound. Good effort, bad luck. Illinois cashes in.
#15th giveaway for NC State. Hill feeds the corner. Coleman lands. Timeout, NC State.
Hot start here in the second half. Malcolm Hill starting to heat up. Mid-range going left, mid-range going right. 4-point lead for the Illini.
Welcome back to the ACC Big Ten Challenge presented by LGV20. The Illini fans fired up as Illinois has opened up a 4-point lead in a game that has been close from the outset. 16:23 to go here in the second half. Alongside former Illini shooting guard Sean Harrington, I'm Clay Matvick. And as a former shooting guard in this building, you can appreciate the hot start for Illinois here in the second half. They're 6 for 6 from the field. And North Carolina State, they're also shooting it well here since the break. They're 4 for 4.
Yeah, both teams out of the gate, strong starts again. Take care of the basketball, because when they are shooting, they are making good shots. They are getting good shots here in the second half. So whichever team doesn't turn it over is going to have a little chance to go on the run.
We've seen 10 players get into the game for Illinois. Foul trouble has led to Mark Gottfried having to shorten things up on his bench. He's got 2 players, Capita and Anya, with 3 personals. Dorn for 3. Got it. Torin Dorn with his 3rd 3-pointer. He's got 15 points.
He is playing with so much confidence. Illinois switched to a zone that time. Good ball movement, couple rotations, couple reversals, gets that defense shifting, and then Dorn just steps right into one from the top of the key. Good looking shot.
It's kicked by Dennis Smith. Smith has been held without a point here in the second half so far. Good game here in Champaign. 1-point difference. 7 lead changes in the second half alone. Both teams shooting it well since the break.
Yeah, both teams hot. Getting to spots where they are good at shooting basketball. Malcolm Hill so good in that mid-range game. Doran just been on fire. And Illinois needs to continue to get it inside where they can get some buckets with the bigs.
Illinois trying to end a 3-game losing streak after a 4-0 start. And this is the first and only true road test for NC State of the non-conference season. They're 5-1. You mentioned their only loss to Creighton in the Virgin Islands. This would be a big non-conference win for both schools.
Yeah, huge. Illinois trying to make up for some losses to get a good win on that resume, and NC State trying to get to 6-1. They have a good non-conference record themselves.
Shot clock at 5. Abrams makes his move from the baseline. It went off the side of the backboard. Doran plucks the rebound. Well, that skip pass a little out of control, and Terry Henderson can't save it. Turnover number 16 for the Pack. The last 3 losses for John Gross's team. The Winthrop one really stings because they had a lead about 10 points with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, big lead, double-digit lead late in that ball game. One that you have to close out at home, put so much pressure on having to go to Brooklyn and to get one of those games, and just ran into a buzzsaw. West Virginia turned over Illinois in that ball game, and went a little cold in the second half against Florida State and let that one get away.
Morgan with the left hand. Maverick Morgan, his first points of the second half.
Yeah, that's good defense. They made Maverick Morgan go to the left hand, and that's just a good finish by the big guy.
Pick set by Abu. There goes Smith to work. Couldn't finish at the rim. Comes Illinois up by 3. Hill in the corner. Rises up and buries it.
Quiet first half for Malcolm Hill. He's picking up here in the second half. And it's where he's most comfortable, mid-range game, shooting over the defender, using that long frame of his. You can see that confidence in his eyes as he rises up now.
Doran. Tipped up. Abu can't get it to go, and here comes Hill back the other way for the Fighting Illini. Well, that was blocked on the back by Abu. Morgan with that hook again. And he'll get to the line.
North Carolina State, number 0 on
Maverick Morgan
is first.
It's going to be a key to Illinois' success this year.
Yeah, he had a very good finish to the season last year. Really came on late and got off to a really hot start this year. Averaged 14 points a game in his first 3 games and only 3.5 points a game here in the last 4 games. So he's a guy that can give Illinois a big boost.
Another thing to keep an eye on, Sean, as the second half plays out is the foul situation, team foul situation. NC State with 5, Illinois with none. Wednesday night, North Carolina, Indiana. 3 versus 13, 9:15 Eastern time on Wednesday. Hoosiers still stinging a little bit from that loss to Fort Wayne last week. But that is a very good Hoosiers team again this year.
Yeah, very good offensively. That's a team that can score from all 5 spots on the floor. Need to keep defending if they want to continue to get better, but they were very impressive in the win over Kansas early in the season.
Henderson. Illinois in a 12-3 run. That's an offensive foul on DJ Williams. The versatile sophomore from Chicago has just got into the game, and he picks up an offensive foul.
Just a little bit of that extension of the arm. You can get called for that when you're right in front of the officials. NC State needs a bucket here. A little bit of a drought. Illinois back in man. Look for some ball screen action.
NC State still shooting a good percentage. 56% for the game, but you're right, it has cooled off. First on Coleman lands for Illinois. Johnson trying to get it in around Finke, and he does. There's that basket you were talking about. Markel Johnson, they needed that desperately.
And good sign for NC State that he's back in the game. Had that little shoulder injury just a few minutes ago.
Coleman lands, answers back with a 3 for Illinois. Lead goes back to 7. Ooh. Dennis Smith in a collision. Coleman lands. And that's going to be on Coleman lands, much to the chagrin of the Orange Crush here.
Possession to go. Coleman lands coming off the down screen. It's always tough, those block charges. Coleman lands coming across the lane, trying to establish position.
First points for Smith here in the half.
And NC State's going to need him to do some scoring here in the second half. If they're going to get a road win, you need your top players to have good second halves to finish ball games.
Morgan backing down Capita, who's playing with 3. Good defense by Ted Capita. That was part way down for Terry Henderson and was spit out. We'll stay on this end with NC State. Mark Gottfried having to do some creative rotation work. 2 of his guys in foul trouble early in this second half.
We're going to have a double technical here. Johnson and Lucas got into a little jawing match after the dead ball.
Paul Sells is over at the scorers table.
Technical foul on North Carolina State, number 11, Markel Johnson, his second, team 6. Technical foul on the Fighting Illini, number 3, T-John Lucas.
Not a whole lot going on there.
Team 4.
But both guys drawing a little bit of pushing. Just got to clean that up.
Technical on T-John Lucas for Illinois and Markel Johnson for NC State. So Illinois is going to be in the bonus the rest of this ballgame.
Ron Black, Tracy Abrams, and Malcolm Hill checking in for the Illini.
Pitchers just kind of telling us it was the jawing. It wasn't anything else other than 2 guys getting each other's faces, going back and forth. And good job cleaning that up, just not let it escalate to anything.
Lucas is going to come back in after a brief rest on the floor. I think his minutes are going to pick up as the season goes on for Illinois.
You can see the upside from Lucas, still learning. And he had a serious injury his senior year in high school as well, so he didn't really have an off season. Couldn't practice over the summer, couldn't work out. So he had a late start to his freshman year. That's tough for a freshman when you don't get those early season workouts.
Hill is fouled by Johnson, so now he has 3.
Foul on NC State, number 11, Markel Johnson.
He joins Anya and Capita with 3 personals for the Wolfpack.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
And that's what Braylon is doing. That's how you fight cancer. with a smile on your face. Braylon, a young man battling cancer, loves the Carolina Panthers, we're told, and that team has really embraced Braylon. And it reminds us that the 10th annual Jimmy V Week for Cancer Research starts tomorrow across the networks, runs through December the 9th. We hope that you can help us beat cancer. 55-50, Illinois leading NC State. Malcolm Hill at the foul line for the Illini. He's had a good ball game at the stripe. 6 of 7. And the free throw shooting coming into the night, Sean, hadn't been great for Illinois. 2 years ago, they set a school record at 79%. Pretty good last year at about 75%. It's been good so far tonight.
And you're getting the ball into the right guy's hands as well. Anytime you get Hill to the line, good things can happen.
That's blocked by Morgan. Capita got it back. Goes in strong and one. Ted Capita with a chance. And a three-point play for the Pack.
Foul on the Illini, number 21, Malcolm Hill.
That's a good break for NC State. Good defensive play by Morgan. Looks like Illinois could possibly have a run out instead. Goes right back to Capita, and he's able to finish. Has a chance for a three-point play.
That was a pretty good offensive move while being defended, knowing he's got three persons. Capita's got 9. And the lead is 4 for Illinois. Wide open
jump
in the corner, Hill. Backside rebound, Dorn. Here come the Pack. Smith into the paint, had it stripped. Hill waits for reinforcements. Abrams a little stutter step. Goes in deep. Morgan the floater.
And that's penetration, putting pressure on the defense. Abrams able to get into the lane. Draws 2-3 defenders, and he finds Morgan, who is slashing to the basket.
Smith goes right by Abrams. Another block shot inside. Black. Black. Good defense on one end, and then he buries the shot on the other.
And that's his spot. 15, 17 feet, top of the key.
Biggest lead for the Illini. It's gone to 8. And then a foul called.
Number 3, T-John Lucas.
It's T-John Lucas, his second.
Terry Henderson at the line, shooting 2.
Henderson's a guy NC State would love to get going here in the second half. Dorn has had a terrific game.
Checking in for Illinois, Jalen Coleman-Lands and Mike Thorne Jr. replacing T-John Lucas.
Coleman-Lands and Thorne come back in.
State number 0
for Illinois. Henderson 6 points. It'll be interesting to see if he can get a 6th year for NC State after missing last year. He's going to appeal to the NCAA for that. Boy, Black is feeling it, Sean.
And some guys just have spots on the floor where they feel really comfortable shooting the basketball, and that's it for Laurent Black. He feels great right there, middle of the lane, 15, 17 feet. Got to get a hand up on him if he's in those spots.
Abu over Black that time. And quiets the crowd momentarily. Malik Abu with 4 here in the second half. He's in double figures with 10.
And he became a really good mid-range shooter as well. And got to respect him putting it on the floor. He rises up.
Abrams was hemmed in, lost his dribble. Coleman-Lands thought about a 3. Still 10 to shoot for the Illini. Henderson tried to pick it off. 5 to shoot. Coleman lands, nice dump pass to Thorne, and then he's hacked by Abu. That's going to put the Illini on the line.
NC State a little out of sorts on the scramble. Had to have a rotation.
Said it before that Thorne, a sixth-year senior out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, went to the same high school as Dennis Smith, who's coming back in now for NC State. Trinity Christian in North Carolina. Pretty good stroke for the big man.
Timeout, Illinois.
Illinois calls a timeout. Their lead is now 8 with just over 9 minutes to go. Well, Thursday night on ESPN, we've got a great game to begin December. Cincinnati and number 19 Iowa State. It's going to come your way on ESPN at 9 Eastern time. Also streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. The new look State Farm Center here in Champaign, Illinois. They started the renovations in this building in 2014. Finally got them done this fall, and looks great in this building. The fans are comfortable in here now at the new chairback seating, and they would certainly like to see Illinois come out of this game with a victory after 3 straight losses, where at times they didn't look very good.
No, and they lost all 3 of those games for different reasons. And against Winthrop was not defending late in the ballgame. They had the lead, they didn't defend. West Virginia, they turned the basketball over way too often, gave up a lot of easy baskets. Against Florida State, you go cold late in that second half, and you can't hang with the Seminoles down the stretch. So they weren't able to close out those games. When you lose 3 in a row in the non-conference, puts a lot of pressure on your remaining games. So you don't go into conference play having to win a bunch of games. We saw Ohio State do a little bit last year. They lost a bunch of non-conference games. They still win 11 then in the Big Ten, but it wasn't enough to overcome what they did in the non-conference.
Well, they play VCU in Miami on Saturday. They still have non-conference games against BYU and Missouri before opening Big Ten play at Maryland December 27th. So the non-conference slate still challenging after this one for the Illini. And that's an NC State turnover. Number 18. I think it's safe to say they're going to have 20 plus tonight.
And you just can't go on the road and turn it over that often if you're trying to get a win. They got away with it a little bit in the first half. Starting to catch up to them now here in the second half.
I think we're also starting to see the foul trouble catch up to NC State. The guys that are out there playing a lot of minutes now, they've got 3 players with 3 personals.
It's a short bench. You start adding fouls in there.
Hill with the second chance points for Illinois. He's got 15. The lead is 10.
Yeah, very good second half for Malcolm Hill. Finding that rhythm, finding that range, that mid-range game. He's settled in nicely.
That foul on Coleman lands. He knew it. And now Coleman lands has 3s, the first to 3 for Illinois. And NC State will shoot the 1-1.
Dennis Smith Jr. at the line for NC State.
Dennis Smith
1-1.
tore his ACL in the summer of 2015. So did not play that year of high school that you talked about, but his first year in college has been very impressive. And I know we're not even to December yet, but he's going to have a terrific year for NC State should he be able to stay healthy.
Yeah, no question. You can see all the tools there for him. Really good with the basketball. He's had some careless turnovers here tonight that you have not seen so far this season. But his speed, his quickness, ability to change direction and get to the rim is very good. His mid-range shot is nice, and the 3 ball is the thing that he's going to have to work on consistently, shooting from the outside.
Yeah, he attempted 2 3-point shots in the first half, missed them both. We haven't seen him take another one since. Now Bo Borowski is chastising the players here for not waiting for the signal. Does Illinois want to slow the pace down a bit now, Sean, or no?
You want to not get too caught up in running the clock this early on. Continue to run the offense, get good shots.
Abrams will go to the line.
Calling NC State, number 11, Markel Johnson, is fourth. Team's done.
That's a fourth on Markel Johnson. It'll be fun as part of the ACC Big Ten Challenge, alongside former Illini guard Sean Harrington, who won 3 Big Ten championships as part of the Illini. I'm Clay Matvick. 67-59, Illinois leading. Abrams will be at the foul line in just a moment. Big Ten with a 1-game advantage in this challenge. How did you do as a player, and how did your teams do in this challenge? Did you only play 1 year in the challenge?
It started my freshman year, so I got to play 4 years.
Oh, you did? Okay.
We had some tough matchups. I believe we lost our first 3 years, finally won my senior year. I had to go up against Duke, I think twice, Maryland once, then North Carolina senior season. And I love these events. I think this is a great event. It's 2 of the premier conferences. You get to see guys go head-to-head. Usually they're paired up evenly, so you have the top teams in the conference going against each other. It's a good way to see which conference is the best. And it's not strictly just who wins the challenge, but you get to see teams match up against each other to kind of compare which conference is playing the best.
Last couple of years, the Big Ten has won it. The ACC won it the first 10 years of the event, but the Big Ten has done very well here in recent years. The ACC hasn't won it since 2008. Under 8 minutes to go here in Champaign. Lead is back to double digits for the Fighting Illini. Dennis Smith with 9 to shoot, and a foul away from the ball against North Carolina State. That was Malika Boo swinging an elbow. That's his 3rd foul. 18th year of the challenge. See that the ACC leads. The Big Ten has come on here in 5 of the last 7. See the foul trouble really starting to mount for the Wolfpack. Shot from the corner. LaRon Black can't convert.
Probably not the shot you're looking for if you're Illinois. Got the momentum going. Too early for Black to take a corner 3.
Baseline jumper goes down for Torin Dorn, who's had a terrific night. He's got 17 points to lead everybody.
He's been terrific. Consistent throughout the night. Mid-range game, getting to the basket, hitting 3s.
Oh, what a move underneath by Tracy Abrams. Just the veteran calm to know that he had plenty of time and plenty of room.
There's another guy having a terrific night. 14 points now. You can tell he's been around for 6 years. That's a move. You don't hurry, you don't rush. Get the defender to leave his feet.
Capita attacks and scores. He's got 11 now as he's in double figures. Again, he's playing with 3. But I'll say this right now, NC State is better when he's on the floor.
Yeah, you can see why they like him. Only his 3rd game this year. He had 17 in his first game. He had 0 in his second. Having a good time here tonight. There's Abrams. Able to use the rim as a shield from the defender. And Capita able to put the ball on the deck and score at the rim.
Malcolm Hill goes back to the line. 7 of 8 at the stripe tonight. That one rolls off the lip.
Maverick Morgan and T-John Lucas in for the Illini, replacing Tracy Abrams.
Morgan and Lucas will check in as Thorne and Abrams sit out. .6:15 to go, 72-63 Illinois. And Boo was fouled before the shot, so he'll shoot.
Foul on Illinois, number 12, LaRon Black, his 2nd, team's 8.
Second foul on LaRon Black.
Malika Boo at the line for NC State. Shooting 1-1.
This is a 1-1.
You can see where Abu can be effective there. on the elbow. He has a good mid-range shot, so you got to respect it. He's got the ability to put the ball on the floor like he did there to draw a foul.
NC State had made more free throws than opponents had attempted coming into the night. Tonight, NC State 10 for 10 at the line. Illinois 16 of 20. So both teams doing a pretty good job at the strike. See if that factors in down the stretch. 7-point game now. Illinois with the lead at home. Here's Hill. Black rises up over the defender's outstretched arm and cans another one.
And the rotation was just late. You got to respect Hill coming off of the ball screen. Black pops. Defender had the hand up, but not quick enough. Black with another jumper from the top of the key.
Black had 2 at the half. He's got 10 second half points. Nice cut, Capita. And it was Abu foul.
Very good cut. Excellent pass from Abu. He just showed you can put it on the deck from that spot. Now he shows his vision and passing ability.
This game turns under 5 minutes. Hill hit the iron. Here comes Dennis Smith, wasting no time. Was that a wasted trip?
Yeah, they haven't had many chances to run out, so they got anxious. Got to get a good shot at the rim. Late in the game here, under 5 minutes, have to get a good shot each possession.
Coleman lands. Black on the backside, scores, and he'll get a free throw to boot. What a half for Laurent Black.
The basket counts.
It's an off-balance shot. Black, right place, right time. And Abu got caught in a tough position. He knew it as soon as he did it. Got to let him go in that situation. Can't give up a three-point play.
Well, Mark Gottfried's running out of guys over on that NC State bench that don't have foul trouble as Malik Abu heads to the bench with 4. He's got 2 guys with 4, 2 with 3. Markel Johnson came back into the game just a second ago. And the lead goes back to 10 with the Illini with 4.5 to play.
Now 4.5 minutes, every possession magnified. Got to get a good look. Henderson's been a little quiet. It's a guy that love to get open for a 3 here.
Capita couldn't flush it down. Another wasted trip for NC State.
And a great ball movement. Got the look they wanted, just didn't finish.
Another patient half-court set by Illinois.
Yeah, now under 4 minutes. We want to use a little bit of clock here. Got to keep the movement going as well, though.
Hill knifing in with the prettiest basket he's had maybe tonight. He's got 18 and the lead is a dozen. Biggest of the game.
Plays like that, why he could be considered Big Ten Player of the Year if he has a good season.
Doran left it short.
And you can see right now, NC State may be running out of gas.
Yeah.
Short bench, a lot of fouls here.
Well, John Gross told us today, I'm going to send a lot of guys out there tonight, maybe as many as 10 or 11. Strength in numbers, and I think we're seeing it pay dividends. 2 to shoot. Hill throws it up. And he drew a foul. Yes. Dennis Smith bumped him. Not between the circles and picked up his 3rd foul.
The Fighting Illini have scored 75 points, and now you can score 3 large tries. Use your McDonald's app to get
exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by the all-new LG V20. Life's good when you play more. And in part by Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here.
Well, Malcolm Hill, the senior for the Illini, has had a great second-half shot.
Yeah, feeling very confident in that mid-range game. Able to get to that sweet spot on the floor where he feels very comfortable. He's a very efficient player. Doesn't need a large volume of shots to score a lot of points. He had 40 earlier in the season. He only took 23 shots to get those 40 points. So it's a guy that finds himself at the line right now. He gets there a lot in games, coming in, averaging almost 6 free throw attempts a game, and shooting a good percentage. When you get to the line, you're going to put up good points. He plays with a lot of confidence, shooting the ball well in the early season.
The Illini tonight at the line now 18 of 22. Still shocked that Smith committed that foul as far out as Hill was.
Yeah, that was going to be a shot clock violation. And instead, you put one of the best free throw shooters on the Illini to the line for 3 shots, and he makes them pay, hits all 3.
15-point lead, biggest of the night for Illinois. That bounces home for Markel Johnson.
For 3.
That's his second 3. He's got 9. NC State, Sean, wanted this game in the 80s. They just didn't want Illinois to get there first.
Absolutely. They shot the ball well here to start the second half. But I really do think it's just a team that ran out of gas here late in this game. Illinois threw a lot of bodies at them. We talked about it. NC State's missing a lot of pieces. 3 guys. 2 guys haven't played at all yet. And Capita just starting to come back as well. It's only his 3rd game. So you got 3 of your top 8 or 9 that really haven't seen action yet this year.
Morgan rebounds the Henderson miss as we go under 2 minutes to play here in Champaign. Pick set by Hill, and they're going to call NC State with that foul.
Foul on NC State, number 11, Markel Johnson.
5 on Markel Johnson. He's done.
That's where his teammates got to help him out, call that out. He didn't see that one coming. Ran right into Hill.
Jalen Coleman-Land for T. John Lucas. Replacing Markel Johnson for NC State.
So Johnson's out with 9 points.
Malcolm Hill at the line for the Illini.
Abu's playing with 4. He's back in the game. Home court bounce for Hill.
Checking in for the Illini.
Ron Black comes back in. John Gross took Ohio to a Sweet 16 in 2012. Got Illinois to the round of 32 his first year here. He likes this team. Thinks it's going to eventually come together. And he's got a great recruiting class coming in for next year.
Everybody excited about what they have coming in. 4 really good players in that class. 3 of them from downstate Illinois.
Working inside to Abu. He's got 14 points. As NC State brings it back to 11. They need to stop.
Illinois would love to run some clock here. Get a shot under 5. I like the basketball in Hill's hands late in the shot clock.
Coleman lands, attacks. What a reverse right around the defense of Darius Hicks. And he's in double figures too.
A perfect way for Illinois trying to close out the ball game, use a lot of clock, and then score with under 5 on that shot clock.
Henderson's going to go to the line here for the Wolfpack.
For NC State, shooting 1-1.
And NC State is backing off.
1 minute. 1 minute remaining.
It's a great bounce-back game for Illinois, one they desperately needed. In November, you don't hear must-win situations too often, but that's where Illinois was at after losing 3 straight. They needed this ball game.
Abrams with his 3rd triple tonight.
And that's the way to finish it off for Tracy Abrams. Terrific night for him. Not only scoring the basketball, but just controlling the team. Great leader.
And foul. It's sent NC State to the line.
Number 12, LeBron Black.
Tonight after Michigan State and Duke. Forget Sports Center tonight with Scott Van Pelt. We'll have a complete breakdown of the game. Wrap up the day the SVP way. Michigan State and Duke. Later tonight, and Sports Center at night will have it for you. To wrap it up. Yeah, Illinois will face still quite a bit of stiff competition before they get into Big Ten play.
Timeout, Illinois.
Illinois is going to call a timeout with 29 seconds left. And Sean, last year, the Illini finished 12th in the league. What's a reasonable expectation here for John Gross?
When they get into Big Ten play, it's a team that should be definitely in the upper half of the conference. They've got the ability to make a little bit of a run in an older group, guys that have played a lot of basketball. They haven't played a lot with each other because of some of those injuries. So a team that should get better as the season goes on, but they've got the tools and they've got the guys out there that can make an NCAA tournament, and that should be the expectation here in Champaign this year.
They haven't had an NCAA trip the last 3 seasons. Perhaps this year they get back. The big dance. As for NC State, their first and only true road game in the non-conference. It's tough to get a win on the road. We saw NC State, like you said, run out of gas.
Yeah, and you have to play a good game on the road, and you can't turn it over like they did. They got away with it a little bit in the first half, hit some shots, had a little bit of a lead going into the half, even with those 13 turnovers. But you have to take care of the basketball if you're going to win road games. They didn't do that today. This is a good team. This is a young team. And we mentioned missing some key pieces. They're going to get better as the season goes on. And this will end up looking like a very good win for Illinois. This NC State team is going to win some games.
John Gross and Mark Gottfried shaking hands. NC State falls to 5-2. Illinois ends a 3-game slide. They're 5-3 now. They'll play VCU in Miami on Saturday. NC State will host Boston University on Saturday. 88-74. The final score here in Champaign. Coming up next, ESPNU Championship Drive Power Hour.
Thank you for attending tonight's game. The final score, Illinois 88.
For Sean Harrington, I'm Clay Matvick. For our entire crew, we say so long from Champaign. 88-74, Illinois with the win.